So I will not want to bore you with a lot. So I'd like to welcome my bosses here. George Kebaso, who is head of EIP, and Evelyn Munene, who is head of product and marketing, and our able host, Moses Kemibaro. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Mpo, are you ready? Awesome. So it's always a pleasure to be at Samsung events. As you can see, I'm using my Samsung Z Fold 6 with AI. So hopefully it'll make this session go even better. But more importantly, I think the conversation we're about to have is really thinking about Samsung today, the future, and of course, looking at this new exciting device, the S24 Fan Edition or FE. And more importantly, going into the nuances and specifics about how Samsung is redefining the market and more specifically the consumer experience when it comes to their mobile devices. So we're going to talk a little bit about diving into the features and innovations of this new device, as well as Samsung's current progress. And of course, we are joined by George Kebaso, Head of Product Marketing and Mobile Experience, and Evelyn Munene. But before we begin, I think there's a significant step or leap here that we can see in the premium segment, but more importantly, affordable devices such as the S24 FE. It's got AI-powered capabilities, impressive battery life, seamless integration with the broader Samsung ecosystem, and it's positioned to appeal to a much broader audience in terms of its affordability and its capabilities. It's got a great balance of performance and innovation and value, makes it an ideal entry point into the Samsung life. And more importantly, we're going to look at its key features relative to its previous predecessors and how it's really going to hopefully define the market as we know it. So I'd like to start off with you, George. Karibu sana. George, what can you tell us about the mobile landscape in Kenya and East Africa at large, and more specifically, looking at it from the Samsung perspective?
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. When you look at the current mobile landscape, Samsung is a very unique company in that we are the only company that has products across the entire board, from entry to flagship. Right now, with the S24 FE, we are now introducing what we call premium entry phone, which will retail at around 100,000 Kenya shillings. Now, what we have seen as a sort of a trend is that it's a very aspirational market. People always want to upgrade to the next best thing. And with AI, now you can see we started with AI from the flagship perspective. We've now brought it down to premium entry. And we are going to see in the next couple of years, we will be bringing it even towards the A35, A55 level, which is the mid-tier products. So I think by and large, AI is really driving the mobile market currently, and we are leaders in that category.
One thing I'd like to point out, maybe for those who use other devices out there, is that I think Samsung was first to market in many ways with Galaxy AI, and of course your partnership with Google and Gemini. Have you seen any interesting trends in terms of how within this region consumers, maybe feedback they're giving you around the AI experiences built into your devices?
Yeah, so one of the key things that is really standing out is the Google search, the circle to search.
Yeah, I use that all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we had this partnership with Google, and we were the initial, it's sort of exclusive partners with Google on circle to search. So that has really driven a lot of acceptance, especially in the premium category. So yeah, that's one of the key drivers. And also our AI Translate, it's something that, we are now borderless completely. You can easily, be it now on documents, be it on chat, now with even third-party applications, you can even do it offline. And also the S24 FE also has that
capability.
Capability.
And I think it's so important to mention, what are those distinctions and changes that we're seeing between obviously the predecessors and now the latest models. And maybe coming back to you, Eve, I'd love to sort of hear your perspective. When we look at the previous edition, which was the S23 FE, and the new model, the S24 FE, what are some of the key differences that we can expect between these two devices?
Thank you for that. So there's a world of difference between the last edition and this edition when you look at the processing power, when you look at the battery life, when you look at the size of the screen. It's a lot more. And putting the cherry on the top is that we now have the AI capabilities in it, which the predecessor did not have, which then makes it that much more special. And therefore, for anyone who's coming in, you're not just coming into a new regular phone like you had with S24 FE, but a much more improved version of it.
And would you say that the user experience is greatly enhanced from that point of view?
Absolutely. If you think about some of the features that my colleague has talked about, and even going further, these people who are looking towards better experience and better living, literally, if it comes to maybe summarizing of your documents, if it comes to the night photography.
Photography.
Exactly. It's much, much more exciting to
Yeah.
have this. So it's much, much more improved than what we had the last time.
Fantastic. George, I'd like to come back to you. The reception of the Samsung brand in East African market, and especially when we look at the previous models from the S series.
Sorry?
What has been the reception of the Samsung brand, especially around the S series, and the reception we've had over the years through the same?
Okay, you know, we are currently in the post-pandemic era. So all projections were showing that we'll have very slow growth coming to 2023, 2024, 2025. But we've really gotten such a huge surprise, even from our side, the acceptance, especially of the premium segments. And not only the S series, but also the Fold. I can tell you, without a doubt, within the East Africa market, we've really grown. And actually, for this year, for S24, we did almost double what we did with the S23.
Wow.
So, and we expect the same thing moving to the S25 and so on. So we are really market leaders in, from that perspective, and the acceptance of the S series has been really great. And being innovators within the AI segment, I think it's something that we expect to still keep that sort of momentum in that segment.
And I think maybe just to make a point, I will not mention their name, but we know another brand that has supposedly launched AI. But as far as I know, they won't have anything in market until March next year. So I think Samsung does the thing as opposed to talking about the thing, correct?
Yeah, as you said, let's not comment about them, but we lead.
Great. Eve, I'd like to come back to you. And I'd like to understand from your perspective, why should customers choose the Samsung Galaxy S24 FE over any other devices that are out there?
So we're talking about making life easier at the palm of your hands.
Yeah.
And that's what S24 FE brings to board. We talked about affordability, and today we are actually working with a partner, I'm sure you've seen Loop, to make it even that much more affordable. You don't have to struggle to get this. The affordability of it and being able to get the best of the features at that affordable price is what I would call a real bargain for any customer who's looking for a new phone today.
And how does the Loop relationship work in terms of how I'm a Loop customer already, by the way, have been since the launch. How would I be able to use Loop to actually get this phone?
So as we move on with this partnership, we'll be able to speak to you about the possibilities that we have around financing to make sure that you're able to afford at your own pace, at your own rate, so that then we're able to work together. So that's something that's going to unfold as time goes by.
That sounds a bit unconventional. So it means the customer can almost define the terms of purchase. Is that what you're saying?
It will be different for every customer.
Wow.
Yep.
So customized to your requirements, to your ability.
Customized to your requirements.
That's fantastic.
And just going back a bit to what you talked about, why should the customer get, what is the need for the customer? Today, we've also launched this together with the buds, which means you can get a full package, which would not get otherwise. So I would rush to get that value today. So it's the S24 FE together with the buds today.
And that just comes as one package, as a bundle.
As one package.
Fantastic. Coming back to you, George. Sorry. When it comes to the pricing, specifically, of the new S24 Fun Edition, how does this compare to the other members of the series?
Okay, in terms of pricing, what we've tried to do is that across all segments, from the entry products. So our entry product at the lowest tier starts at around maybe 20,000 shillings. So we go all the way up to the mid tier, which is around, with the A35, A55, around 30 to about 60,000. What we try to do with the S24 FE is try bring it below the 100,000 mark. So we've just managed, it's actually about 96, maybe 98,000, thereabout. So we've tried to bring it below the 100,000 mark, yet it still has most, if not all, of the features of the S24 premium segment. Yeah.
So if I am calculating this correctly, we're talking at almost possibly somewhere in the region of 20 to 30,000 shillings less expensive than the more premium devices in the series, correct?
Yes, yes. Oh, compared to others in the... Sorry,
S24 series,
question.
yeah.
I did not get your question. Okay, yeah, compared to the other players in that segment, yes, we are, let's say, 20 to 15% less expensive than other players in that category.
Great.
Yeah.
Coming back to you, how would you describe or explain to us how this new device fits into the broader Samsung ecosystem? And of course, we're here where there's the brand shop and we can see all the amazing Samsung products, but I'm just curious to understand, how does it fit into that larger setup in terms of the ecosystem that Samsung has?
So today, the ecosystem is quite large. You would imagine that perhaps all you'd be able to do with a phone today is listen to some music and perhaps just do the normal work. But today you can integrate that even with your home devices to make, so that the whole AI ecosystem involves you being able to manage your home devices from your phone. If you look at how you would use this phone in relation to your health, your normal lifestyle, we have the watches, the smartwatches that then will be able to integrate into this, and you're able to then live your life in a more informed manner, not just tracking what you have, but also getting advice as to how you can get better. So it's a natural fit with all the other products we have to make your life easier.
And basically, you can then have the full Samsung lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. George, let's talk a little bit more about the financing options. Are there interesting options that are available from Samsung with your partners from a financing perspective that customers can take advantage of, in addition to, obviously, the new relationship with Loop?
Yeah, definitely. Affordability is one thing that we try to give our customers. And I can tell you with S24 FE, we already, of course, our partners such as Watu, who offer device financing option. We also have Buy Simu, okay, and Loop also on the same. So across the several players, you can get this device from as low as getting just 20% deposit of the recommended retail price. And there are options from either 6 months to 1 year in how you're able to pay the installments, the 80% that's left. Yeah.
Fantastic. That's awesome. Coming back to you, Eve, I think, of course, when one invests so much in one of these devices, the next question is security. How do we protect or make sure that in the event, or possibly in the inevitable scenario that something gets damaged or compromised with our fantastic S24 FE, how has Samsung created propositions that take care of the security aspects of these devices?
So as you purchase the phone, we also enroll you into what we call our Samsung Care Plus. This is a facility that then allows you to have the comfort of knowing that anything is wrong, you're able to walk into any of our service centers, which is across the country, and get that checked out. You also get a free screen replacement, right? And all you have to do is just pay a little manual for the manual work to be done. So we make sure that for our premium products, we have the peace of mind when you're buying these particular devices. We know it's an investment, but you want to make sure that you're able to use it for a longer period of time. And having that peace of mind.
Fantastic. And coming back to you, George, sustainability, I think that's the word that's on everyone's lips these days. Looking at how products are made, how they are sustainable, and most importantly, how they take care of the environment by extension. So maybe from your point of view, can you tell us a little bit about what Samsung is doing around sustainability initiatives, especially around some of these new products?
Yeah, okay, so if you look at the packaging of all our products currently, they are all made from recycled and eco-friendly products. We've also, in the move to reduce e-waste, we are aware that a lot of our smartphone users right now are not first-time smartphone users, if not from the entry perspective. So chances are, and these are a survey that was done, almost 80-90% of them have their chargers still from the previous phone. So what we've done is that our phones, now we do not clutter by having a charger, so it comes as a secondary option that you're able to purchase, but it comes with the cable, the type C to C cable, from that perspective.
And from the manufacturing side of things, they are using recycled materials and things like this?
Yes, in the packaging, yes, all the packaging is from recycled materials. Also, if you look at the premium category, some of the cases, like when we launched the S24 Ultra, some of the cases and covers were actually made from recycled plastics and so on. And also we are now using eco-friendly or rather vegan leather, yeah, which is made from fruit pulp and such things like mango pulp and so on. It's a very interesting, from that side, it's a very interesting way, the way they make those vegan leather covers.
Absolutely. In fact, I remember when I got this phone, the Z Fold 6, the packaging was so compact, so everything just fit perfectly. So clearly you can see there was an overriding intent there to make sure that this is more economically practical, but also taking care of the environment at the same time.
Definitely.
Yeah. Great. So Eve, I'm thinking about asking you, looking ahead, what are some of the future trends we can expect in mobile technology, and what do you think will be the biggest impact for consumers in East Africa?
I think we can agree that basically in East Africa there's a lot of growth in digital literacy, and the penetration of smartphones now is about 68%. So we will continue to see a more discerning customer who would want more and more from the phone, perhaps lighter, more agile, maybe folding into a much slimmer thing that you can put in, carryable, portable. There'll be a lot of innovations and move towards making life a little bit more interesting, and integrating into everyday life. So I would expect innovations to move in that manner, where you perhaps don't have to carry your phone. Maybe it will be in your specs, or it will be in your wear, So those are some of the things that we'd expect to see. But the trends are such that we will only go up from where we are. AI is nothing without it being integrated into everyday life.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I think the idea that it's seamless, almost fully available and usable is incredible. And also think about people who maybe have challenges with digital literacy, closing that gap. I think those are some of the opportunities that Samsung is pursuing, right?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. All right, George. What can we expect? And of course, as a blogger and a technology person myself, we always want to know what's next. Yeah, we're thinking about the S24, we're thinking about 2025, we just have a few months. What can we expect from Samsung?
Well, I think, as Eve rightfully mentioned, I think AI will really drive the conversation moving forward. But also what we can expect is the eco-connectivity between your tablet and your phone. Right now we've introduced the smart ring, and also health. Phones that really define or inform your health status. I think that's one of the key drivers that will drive a lot of the phones coming into 2025 and the future. think that's-
Fantastic. Awesome.